Hi there, I'm DJ Eliyahu Kanush from Holy Simcha's events. Planning a bar bat mitzvah? There are 10 steps to planning a bar bat mitzvah. You follow these 10 steps and you're going to be all right. Step 1 is your date, checking your date. Okay. First thing you want to do if it's a bar mitzvah, possibly if it's a bat mitzvah, is checking what's the bo bayom. What is the boy or girl's Hebrew birthday? There's some significance for doing a bar mitzvah party on the what's called the bo bayom, on the very day that he becomes bar mitzvah. I'm not going to get into the details of that. The bat mitzvah, it's a little bit less interesting or complicated halachically. Okay, so once you've got that date, then you're going to figure, are we going to try to do the party on that date for whatever halachic reasons we have, or are we going to try to do a date that's convenient for everybody? A lot of people are trying to do a bar mitzvah close to the Shabbat because they want to have out-of-town guests for Shabbat, so they'll tend to do a bar mitzvah party most popularly on a Thursday evening or a Sunday evening. Sometimes they'll try to do it on Motzei Shabbat. Sometimes they'll try to do it on a Friday morning. These are the most popular times when people do a bar mitzvah for those reasons. That's not to say that doing a bar mitzvah on other days is not a good idea. People do it all the time. Just that's most popularly. So once you've got that date, the next thing you want to do is check with your son's school or your daughter's school. Your son, fly. You want to check with their classmates and you want to check with what's called their sniff mates if they're in a youth group, okay? Because what's optimal is not to have two parties on the same day. It's going to cut down on the guests being able to attend to your party if they're running off from your party to another party or their other party to your party or just making a decision to go to one or the other. So that's the second thing. We're all in step 1 here. The second thing you want to do after you've checked with the halachic ramifications of having it on the very same day or a different day for a bar bat mitzvah, checking what works for you in terms of your guests, overnight guests, out-of-town guests, is checking with the class and the youth group fellowship members of your child to make sure there are no conflicts. The easiest way to do this is just, if somebody has not already from your school done this, to create some kind of a Google Doc or some kind of a calendar and just put your name in there and announce it to everybody, maybe on a WhatsApp group for the class. This is what's going on. We're having our bar mitzvah on this date. Please do not make yours on this date. And here, if other people would like to fill in a date, they can fill in a date, and then there are no conflicts that way. So those are the first 2 things to do in step 1 of planning your bar mitzvah and checking your date. If you have not done these, it's not appropriate to start checking with venues and vendors. So that's step 1. Okay, once you've gotten that and you've acquired, this is the date, the optimal date for us. Now, if it's a bat mitzvah, there are many fewer complications, right? You have much more flexibility for many reasons, right? You usually don't have people in the circles that I've been in lately. In conservative circles, you're probably gonna have the girl reading from the Torah on Shabbat. You might have different things, but in more Orthodox circles, I'm not trying to put boxes here. Is usually we don't have that Shabbat factor in planning the bat mitzvah date. So now you've got your date, pretty good idea of your date. Again, if you're doing a bat mitzvah, you have a lot more flexibility. You can say, well, I really specifically want vendor X or venue X, and then you can check with your vendors and your venues to see what's available. That's step 1. Okay. Once you've done that, you're ready to go on to step 2.